It's 10 o'clock. It's, I don't even know what day it is. Hey, what day is it, Mahesh? It's Wednesday. It's a Wednesday night. I've got Alex. He's a friend of mine. I've known him 3 years, and he's smashing it in terms of service accommodation. We're smashing it in terms of HMOs. But ultimately, for you, I want you to decide in the next hour or so whether you want to focus on rent to rent. Is it the right strategy for you? Is HMO, and you might not even know what that is yet, and you might not even know what service accommodation is yet, and that's cool because this webinar is for you if you want to learn more about these things. Now, we thought we'd have a play about this kind of showdown because it's like my strategy is better than his strategy is better than my strategy, but actually, ultimately, it's about what's right for you. So this video, this webinar, webcast, whatever you want to call it, is about helping you make decisions, helping you get some more tools to get the next step and more results. Because ultimately, you might be watching this and you might want cash flow from these properties because you want to make some changes in your life right now. You may have more month than money. You may want to make changes in your career. You may want to enable your partner to step down. You may be actually loving the community that you're working for right now, the boss, the business, and that's awesome. But you also know that the future is not guaranteed. And so you want secondary, third, fourth income streams coming in, so have choice. And if you've ever been to the PWCC, the Property Wealth and Cash Flow course, you'll know that my mantra, which we absolutely instill in all our academy members and all our community, is that cash flow is king, which you're going to come to. And therefore, if you only got one income stream into your bank balance, then you're pretty screwed if the tides turn, the winds shift. So we're encouraging people, and that my mantra is create lots of income streams as much as possible. So if one stops or changes or whatever, then you're not worried. So where are you watching from tonight? We're going to be introducing Alex very shortly. Alex, do you want to put your video on so people can see how handsome you are too? He's coming over from Sheffield. So,
good evening, everybody.
Let's see, the communication stuff's working. We haven't done a webinar for a while because we love doing face-to-face events, but we thought, you know what? It's getting dark outside. It's winter setting in, so let's get those the brain cells warming up, fired up. So you stay hot tonight, and you're also super excited to build better income streams from property. So let's have a look at you, Alex. Get yourself on if you can get your camera streaming.
I can
So
see
give me a
Can you
shout.
see
Where are
me,
you
guys?
coming from? So we've got Dublin, Sheffield, South Shields, we've got Newcastle, Manchester, Leeds. Not many people from down south, mind. Anybody? Oh, we've got Birmingham kicking off there. Anybody near London, near Heathrow, for example, South Coast? So keep the comments coming. Rugby, fantastic. Lots of people from the regions of Manchester. There's a place called Ashington somebody's from, Grant. Yeah, you might want to take your high vis and your hard hat for those areas. Lots of local lads, great to see that. Slough. Now, I used to be a geography teacher, by the way, and I don't even know where Slough is. So do give me an indication where Slough is, Jeremy. South East London, fantastic. East London. Mancunians, great. Yeah, and you know what's lovely to see? Familiar faces. And that's what this is about. This is our community. This is for you. And it's, thank you for showing up if you're part of if you've been in one of our boot camps. Well done, and thank you if you've been in one of our 2-day free events, the Property Wealth and Cash Flow course. And well done if you're one of our academy members. Now I can spot a few academy members there. And I tell you what that means is they're here. Not only do they see me on a Monday night, not only do they see me 6 times face-to-face a year, they're still showing up because they're wanting this additional content because they know that this helps get better results. So fantastic. So we've got Nottingham. Anywhere else? Good question. So by the way, so the structure for tonight, I'm going to do the main content for you. I'm going to bring Alex in to interject where he can add value. And I'm going to talk more about Alex as well. Then we're going to give you an opportunity to join us on a 1-day deep dive rent-to-rent course with Alex and myself. Brand new, even though I've been running rent-to-rent courses now for 2 years, and we've changed the lives of hundreds of people. We've changed the lives of thousands through our free content online, our free events. And this is the first time we're joining forces to do a deep dive on the 2 strategies so you can create more cash flow. So we're going to give you a huge bonus and offer set tonight. And then we're going to go into a Q&A to help you get some of those questions that are burning inside to help you too. All right, we've got my client relationship manager, Carol, in the background as well. So if you want to give her a call, I'll be giving you her number. We've got Mahesh and Indra, they're part of my team, in the background, making sure the tech works. So if I could show the camera like that, they would do a bit of a wave right now, but no, it's fine. Cool. So let's get started. So someone's asking me, we're recording this. Well, you've showed up tonight, so the likelihood is we won't be putting this out, because for me, I like people to take action, people who are committed, people who can show up even though challenges exist. Like, I mean, tonight, let's say we had some tech issues. I could have easily gone, you know what, let's put it off and let's do it tomorrow. No, people who have even hassle. I bet some of you watching this might be in the car right now, because you'd be like, I was late back from work, so I'm watching it in the car. Some of you have probably these kids like hanging off your arms going, give me attention. You're going, no, I'm committed to this webinar. So for me, that's rewarding by not giving this out. I'll speak to the team, but that's my intention, just so you know, yeah? I like people who take action. I like people who don't sit on the fence and struggle to make decisions. You made a decision to show up, so thank you. So there we go. I'm going to use my slide stack as well. We've got the whiteboard in case I decide to go deviate. And remember, we've got tomheaney.com if you want to know more about what we do. If you're brand new to me, let's get started. So my name's Tom Heaney. Mahesh did a lovely introduction, and he's our marketing director. And he also helps our community with coaching and mentoring when people need some marketing strategy advice for their business. Yeah, he's awesome. But myself, I have been in probably 12 years. So if you're watching this and you're starting out on your journey, I've got 12 years ahead of you, but doesn't mean that you can't go, because in the past 3 years, I've used something like rent to rent, which I'm going to talk about, to absolutely rocket fuel my property business. And it's been life transformational. So if you don't know much about me, I was a national award-winning teacher, like Mahesh said, but I've been using those skills now for the past 3 years to help empower people just like you get better results. Oh, we've got Carol logging in now as well. So if you want to take Carol off, that's cool. So people like yourself who want more results. I walked out of a job that I'd been using to fuel my property investment career, doing it the slow and painful way, saving up for deposits, using normal high street lending, doing it up, did all the work myself, and I got sick and tired of working for a boss that didn't respect me, and I was working till the early hours, getting the builder's hands, thinking I was saving money. And that's not our message. Our message to you, and what our academy members are mirroring, because mirroring gets results, is you're focusing on cash flow, you're leveraging the stuff that takes time so you can focus on making more money. Yeah, so that's my mantra, cash flow. So 3 years ago, when I walked out that job, my cash flow was low. That's why I'm so passionate now about that's it. You've got to build cash flow. You've got to build multiple income streams, and rent to rent has changed my life, because when I walked out that job, I thought I couldn't start buying more property because I'd run out of cash. I couldn't refinance the properties that I'd been doing at that point, and I thought I had to go and get another job to save more money and get more properties. Maybe you can relate to that, yeah? So I thought about controlling someone's house, but I heard it was illegal. Tom, it's illegal. You can't control someone's house. That's subletting, ban. And I went, right, okay, I can't do it then because it's illegal, because I was listening to the wrong advice. So that's key, yeah? You need to not get advice from people who don't know. You also need to not get advice from people who don't want you to know. You also need to make sure you don't get advice from people who not only don't they know, don't want you to know, they actually just don't know themselves the answers because they don't have the right tools. So in this webinar, we're going to give you a few tools to help you decide HMO, service accommodation, both, rent to rent, is it for you, or you're just going to use your cash and just start investing. So let's have a look. What's on our list? So here's me. Do you want to stick up the we got some PowerPoint slides? Should we get them up? Oh, should we welcome Alex? Alex, are you there?
I am here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, fantastic. We can hear him. Great. So
fantastic.
Alex, can you just tell us a bit more about where you are based, and just maybe introduce yourself in terms of where you're at in terms of property, and what and in terms of service accommodation, your cash flow, and give me some stats.
Yeah. So I am based in Sheffield. Sheffield born and bred. And I started in property 2 years ago. I think probably Similar time as to when I met yourself. I went through quite a few different strategies in terms of which one do I want to go down, buy to let, HMOs, sourcing, and I ended up settling on service accommodation, which for me is just a perfect fit for how I operate. So I had, unfortunately for me, zero money, absolutely nil poir when I started in property. I had no experience and no contacts or anything like that. So the first thing I did is obviously get educated. I read every book I could, all of online education, paid education, and then I went out and started my service accommodation company. The first year was just an absolute whirlwind, 0 to 45 units in 12 months, over £1 million turnover. It still sounds crazy now when I think about it. I don't know how I fitted that all in. I've continued to grow my SA company, SA management, sourcing, furniture packs, the whole thing. And so for me, SA gives me a 6-figure income, 7-figure turnover, and that is, like I say, from a starting point of zero investment. I actually started with a £7,000 loan from a very good friend of mine that believed in me, and that's all that's ever gone in. I've never put, there's never been any more investment. All my businesses have grown completely organically because, as you guys probably know, the cash flow service accommodation is king. So yeah, that takes me up to this point where I'm involved in training and helping people be able to replicate what I'm doing, because it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing out of the ordinary. So I'm just trying to, at the minute, I'm helping people replicate what I'm doing and create their own 6-figure income.
So, Alex and myself, we met 3 years ago. We've been smashing out our own businesses, and ultimately we're now coming together, and we want to help and offer a one-day event. But before we show you the event, I want to make sure that you know this is right for you. So let's have a little look. It is for you if you really want to create some cash flow right now. So hit in the box, are you looking for a cash flow strategy now? Now, the reason it's a great cash flow strategy is because you need a very little money in. So for example, some of our deals, we actually put in £500, and it doesn't have to be your own £500. You could borrow it. Yeah. When I ran out of money, when I quit teaching, I had to start thinking creatively to start funding my HMOs. So a house of multiple occupancy, an HMO, is for you if you want to take someone's house and maybe think about where you live right now. There's a house sitting there with 4, 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms with 2 reception rooms, and then you rent the rooms out individually to create some cash flow. So you pay the landlord a fixed amount of money, let's say £1,000, and then you rent each room out individually for £450, and then you pay the landlord each month, you pay some bills, and then you're left with some profit. So we typically make £750 to £1,250 per calendar month from the properties that we manage on our company lets. Yeah, so that's on an HMO setup. So you rent a house out and then you rent it out using the HMO model. Now I love it, and this is why, is because you're not getting people coming and going every single night or every few nights. You're getting people staying for 6 months or 12 months. So for me, there's less hassle because you're not having to worry about finding the next person to move in. So from a systems point of view and a management point of view, it's a lot less hassle, and you still get some great cash flow each month. Now, some of ours make £500, but think about you right now. How many £500 properties, profit, remember that's profit, would you need in order to create the cash flow to get you to the next step? And if you outsource the management, which we teach to our academy members on the whole, then you can actually get your time back. So maybe you're in a job and you want to replace your income. Maybe you want to supplement it. Maybe you want to use that money for cash flow, for holidays. Maybe you want to save that money up for deposits, for houses. It doesn't matter. It's cash flow. Yeah. Whereas I'm just going to introduce, welcome Alex back on. And Alex, so that's why I like HMO, rent to HMO, because there's less mechanics, because people aren't coming and going so quickly. And we're still making £1,000, let's say, per property, and we're giving guaranteed rent for 3 to 6 years. So why might, Alex, somebody be interested in service accommodation?
Well,
by the way, there's Alex. There's probably a couple of minutes, a few seconds lag. So let's just flick that over.
So it is something I hear often, that HMOs is a more hands-off strategy. I personally do both, but my focus is on service accommodation. And through using a whole host of different apps, software, having rigid systems in place, you can actually run a service accommodation unit with basically as much hassle as you would get from a HMO. So, for example, we can over a weekend probably have 300-400 guests come through our doors, and we might get 4 or 5 phone calls. So, with the right systems in place, we actually don't have the problems that you might think come with service accommodation. So you might think it's lots of guest communication and lots of maintenance and outcalls, but actually, if your systems are in place and your software is automating everything for you, that's how we get around any extra work that you might think comes with service accommodation.
Cool. So service accommodation and HMO, they're the two strategies, and they work well, but they're not necessarily working in the same place. That's why you might want to consider both. Now that's cool, right? So imagine not only if you learn the mechanics, which we're going to cover we're going to cover the 7 steps tonight, the steps to finding these deals, steps to negotiating these deals, steps to setting these deals up, then steps to setting up and outsourcing the management. Then you've got 2 strategies that can start cash flowing quickly. Think about it. Cash flow is king or queen. Yeah. You can use data to look at what's going, the rents are going on. You can then look at a house and go, I know based on data that that house or that flat is going to rent for X. So if I pay the landlord this certain amount of money, and I can use data to work out that I can get those people making money from that house, I can make that much profit, you're not speculating. So speculating is risky, but using data to plan, that's why for me, property is awesome. But then if you don't want the headache of repairing the roofs, being a landlord, then why not control property? Let the landlord worry about the building, and you just rent or lease the building, and you create a fantastic cash flow monetizing business. Now, give me a thumbs up or a smile if you agree with that. Now, that was life transformation for me. I made about 100 grand from rent to rent. Now, I knew my intention from the start, and that's maybe you want to think about, write this down as well. Set your intentions. Be clear on why you're doing it, yeah? Understand your motivation for why you want to get into this thing, because once you've set the systems up, I spend 35 minutes in my rent to HMO business. Alex, he spends similar amounts, maybe half an hour on his business. And so we have our time back. Yeah, that's why we're collaborating, because we think we love helping people just like you. Let's get together and offer some amazing service through Tom Heaney Education, because that's a brand you can trust. I'm a national award-winning teacher, so we can help you get results. So think about it. You control a house or a flat, guaranteed rent, either do short stays or longer stays through 6 or 12-month contracts through multiple rooms. So that's HMO service accommodation, and you make some profit. So write down in the comment box, how many would you want? Would you want 1? Let's say they make £1,000 each. Would you want 2, 10, 20? It's irrelevant, but I want to see what you say. Give me some numbers. Hit me with the data of how many you would need. 12. Yeah, so I did 12 in 12 months, just for the record, Liam, yeah? Okay, we've got 10, 20, 8. How many people just need 3 or 2? Great shares. Yeah, 3, 5, 20. Got a great number of you on tonight. Fantastic. Thank you for showing up. The more you engage, the more we get feedback, the more we can share this for you. So do engage, please, yeah? So I decided that I want to use rent to HMO as my cash flow vehicle. And then rather than just sit there and reap the cash flow coming in, I decided, you know what, I'm going to bring in a team so we can scale. And so I could raise joint venture finance. So we've raised over £1 million in joint venture finance. So I'm buying assets now. That's why we've got over £2.5 million of developments live in construction right now. So I bought my time back. So in the comment box below, what would you do with your time if you got those properties? Would you be a developer and investor like myself? I love building new homes. I love helping people create communities across the UK. And I also love even more helping people like you in this education community. That's what I'm passionate about. I was a teacher, always a teacher. So what would you do with your time? Yeah, net worth 5 million by 5 years, completely achievable if you have an intention set out with the roadmap and the mechanics and the support behind you. Yeah, more time with the family. But the thing is, Jack, what would you do with your time with the family? So like when you, because your family might be at school. So when they're at school, what are you going to do? So it's really been really clear that people, when they say, I want to have my time back so I can spend more time with the kids, well, then they're at school, they're like, a bit bored now. And then they start ringing their friends and they start going, what are you doing? Oh, they're all at work because they've got the poor mindset. They're all like doing jobs that they hate. Yeah. Or they haven't got the flexibility of a job that they can have more choices. So therefore then they go, well, I'm bored now. Oh, I might go and get another job. So with that in mind, have a real clear clarity. And that's why we run this property wealth and cash flow course, because it's about how to be wealthy, not just rich. So keep them sharing. Yeah, family, travel. Yeah, they're all great shares. Find more deals. Chris, I think you're a machine. You'll be finding more deals in your sleep as well. Okay, fab. So cash flow is king. Next slide there. Myth number one, people think that you need a lot of money to get into property. And I'm already making it clear, you don't, yeah? So think about when you buy a property. When you buy a property, yeah? You might have to have 100K. If the property was £100,000, if you get £100,000, you'll need a deposit of maybe 25%. So you got 25,000 quid. Now immediately that rules out some of you. Yeah. So you rule out £25,000 because you haven't got it in your back pocket. You're like, Tom, I can't get a property because I haven't even got 25 grand. So the benefit is, rather than using 25 grand to buy the 100 grand house, why not just pay some rent to the landlord who owns it and then just give them guaranteed rent? So you now, instead of paying £100,000, you're paying 750 maybe, or even £600, 550 per calendar month. And I'm sure if you found a great deal, that you could find £550 a month more than 25 grand. Give me a yes if you agree with that. If you needed to, could you find £550 if you knew the deal was going to work to pay the landlord to start with? Yeah. So myth number one, it costs a lot of money to get into property. Next, myth number two, Mahesh. So you need a lot of experience to find deals. So the more experience you've got, the more tools that you have. The more tools that you've got, but everybody's got to start somewhere. Every master was once a disaster. Yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere. But this is the thing. People will tell you that you don't need formal training. You don't need proper education to get best results. They're like, oh, don't worry, I did it. And look at me, I've got a portfolio of properties. But then they'll tell you that it took them 10 years to do it. So I did it for 10 years. And in that time, it's fine. We just stick on the slide, that's fine. So with this in mind, you need to get some education. Now, you can do webinars, you can do YouTube videos, you can be part of forums like our Property Investors with Tom Heaney, but you're never, ever going to get the deep dive to answer the questions that you really want to get set up if you just the freeloaders, the freebie seekers, because you're playing in the amateur zone, okay? So that's the difference. We train people to be professional property investors, professional property entrepreneurs, as opposed to amateur. And so I'm sure if you've seen around online right now in the forums, people who are saying, by the way, I've got this thing. Has anybody got a contract? I have no idea how to set one up, but has anybody got a contract? I'm sure you've seen those people fishing about. They're the amateurs. They're the ones who have disasters. They're the ones who end up having to hand their properties back mid-contract because they set the contracts up wrong. They're the ones who thought they were going to make 750, but they end up making 400. All of that are the reasons why people then make mistakes. So even though they felt they haven't paid for education, they've just paid for it the painful way. They've educated themselves through experiential learning, but learning the hard way by making mistakes. And that can often be more costly. Now, I know a few people online who've been in that camp previously, and now they've opened the mind to education, and now they'll get their results are just exploding. Okay, so for me, I invest in my education all the time. I've just been over to Miami. I've not just invested in myself, I've invested thousands of pounds or dollars into my team to help them improve their skill set in the business too. Education is the way you collapse time skills to get better results. So myth number 2, you need a lot of experience to find deals. No, you don't. You just need to know how. So that comes from knowledge, K-N-O-W, know. You just need to know how to find deals. And the experience comes by putting the process in. Okay, next slide. So you need to own property to make as much money from them. So we make as good a ROI, return, we make as good a cash flow from properties that we own as well as control. The difference is I haven't had to raise hundreds of thousands of pounds to buy deals. I've literally put in a few hundred quid here and there, a few thousand now and again. But if you learn how to raise money and find deals, you can do it with none of your own money. That's where the term no money down comes in. It's not that you're not putting a single penny in, you're using other people's money, just to be clear. From me, you're always going to get the honest truth, yeah? Rent to rent then is hot because you don't have to buy, you can control. That's key. And it is legal, yeah? So it's completely legal. So these are the 6 steps that we use in order to get rent to rent success. So think about rent to rent across the UK right now. Imagine, I'm going to talk about HMOs. I'm going to open it up to Alex about SA, but let's just think for a moment in terms of HMOs across the country right now. Picture this scene. Maybe you are in a city or a town and there's hotels, there's hospitals, there's hairdressers, there's schools, there's employment, yeah? There's people moving there, maybe in their 20s or 30s, and they are new to the area, or maybe the cost of living is expensive. So they're thinking, I could either go and rent my own flat or a house. And not only have I got to pay rent, I've got to pay council tax, gas, electricity, all the bills. I'm a busy person. I've got to clean the house. That sounds painful. And I don't know anybody, so I'm on my own. Or why not get a fixed monthly rent to somewhere else where all bills are included? And not only that, there's a cleaner, and they can forecast and cash flow their money each month, and they get some friends to hang out with, and so they get to know the city. Is that not a great way to live? So say yes in the box below if you agree with that. Do you think actually there's a proportion of the population that would love to live like that? So we've got over 130 rooms, 130 units, yeah, where we do this facility across 3 different areas. But this can happen right across the country, right across England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. People will want to co-live. Co-living is just houses of multiple occupancy, HMO. So why do I like it? It's because of the demand. We're in an island where we're not going to get more land, especially with climate change, we're getting less land. So therefore, there's competition for land. So the price of houses goes up. Therefore, less people can afford to buy it because we're in a capitalist society. So therefore, people will rent. And actually, cultures are changing. Think about you right now. Do you want to live in the same place forever? Do you want to have your castle where you're never going to move and your family will live there forever and ever and ever? Or do you like the idea of choice? How cool is that? You can choose to live in more places if you rent. You can literally live a place for 6 months and move on. When you buy a place, it's harder to actually then just to sell it on. So the people will actually really enjoy moving, being more transient. And that's going to bring me on to service accommodation. So Alex, I'm going to welcome Alex back on. Bear with us while there's a bit of a buzz or whatever. But Alex, with that in mind, with this transient, why is service accommodation so hot right now? And just add more to the bone on, why is that great, not just for the UK, but internationally?
So service accommodation is incredible at the minute. It's the hot topic, and that's obviously a lot of that's down to the rise of Airbnb, to changing consumer behavior. So obviously it used to just be B&Bs and hotels, and people have realised that they want more when they're away. They want different experiences, they want amenities, all these things. And not only that, but for contractors and professionals, it actually works out a lot more cost effective. So you'll see lots of hotels kind of shutting down. I know, especially in my areas, it's probably my fault to be fair, why the hotels are going. But yeah, service accommodation is hugely in demand. Hence why in the cities I operate, we've been able to triple, quadruple the supply of service accommodation, yeah, the demand is constantly in front. So it's obviously a changing consumer behaviour that's a lot of us are already capitalising on. So, I mean, why not you? Why not in your area? Maybe it is that rent to HMO works better in your area. Maybe it is that service accommodation works better. But that's what me and Tom teach. How to analyse them, how to analyse your area, how to analyse particular deals to make sure that you're going to make the sort of profits that we're making.
So back onto this six steps then. So let's be really clear then. We've got HMO rent to rent. We've got HMO. We've got service accommodation rent to rent. And you could be deal sourcing, finding these deals, and then deciding, should we run it as an HMO or should we run it as service accommodation? So how cool is that? You got choice now to do two strategies in one. And so the mechanics of finding a rent to rent deal is the same, regardless of whether you want to find an SA or you want to do HMO. So look at step one. The first thing, let's step one, decide and commit to making it work. That's key. Because without that, I'm going to show you the mechanics, but ultimately, if you do not decide and make a commitment and just say yes, yeah, that you're going to physically commit time and effort to getting results, then the mechanics that you're going to come on a course, let's say you come on our 1 day deep dive rent to rent course, is not going to be worth it. And that's me, because I'm passionate about getting results. I want people to come on this who are committed to giving it a go. So you're going to have to make a commitment of at least 5 hours a week in order to commit to start finding deals and start making the mechanics work, right? So decide and commit that you want to use this as a strategy to create cash flow. So you've got to ask yourself, where are you going to do it? Yeah. So before you even decide to start putting that effort in, you've got to basically commit and not get deviated by chasing shiny pennies. So maybe you've been on previous courses, maybe you've done other training with other training providers and you're still not getting the results. Yeah. So if you decide that you want to join us on the deep dive rent to rent day, you are committed that you want to put effort in to get results. You're not going to be on the fence wondering, and Aaron, is it right for you? You go, no, I get it. I like Tom. I like Alex. Tom Heaney Education is a real solid brand that with the delivering results. The community is great, and the back office support's fab. So I'm committed to now working with them to get the education that you need to get results. Yeah. So with that in mind, then deciding, committing, and just think about it when the grass is always greener. Like even with other people, think about your relationship right now. When you're not focused on giving that attention to the relationship, the relationship starts to suffer. The same with property deals. Yeah. Like people, I'll see people whinging more in forums about saying things like, oh yeah, well, I've been on a course, I'm not getting results. But when you delve into it with a coach like myself, and we really delve into that commitment level is like 30, 40%. And they find excuses. Maybe that you can relate to that. So I want to help you and I want to support you over a period of time to say, look, what have you done this week? This is the mechanics that you should start doing this week in order to get the results. Give me a thumbs up or a smile if you would benefit from that support. Yeah. So give me a smile, give me a yes if you'd benefit from such support. So make a commitment, make a decision that you're going to use 2020. Maybe you're going to go, right, I'm going to do the course, I'm going to get the things set up, and then I'm going to get the pipeline of deals flowing. So then in January, we can close them. Yeah. So you've got to start pipelining deals from now. And that's step number 2 is you need a daily method of operation, a DMO. So maybe you're at work right now. Maybe you've got kids. Maybe you've just got life that gets in the way and you've got commitments that you've got to make. And that's okay. You can do property as a side hustle, but you've still got to make the decision and commitment and show up for the time you're going to allocate. But then by setting up a DMO of allocated time, so I get our team. So we've got a team of like 7, 8, 9 people. It's grown rapidly. And we set our intentions from the day, what we're going to put out of it, what allocation of time we're going to put to different areas to help grow them and grow the business. So you're setting up a little business on the side. And so even if you want 2 HMOs, it's just some income coming in and you're going to have tax benefits from that because it's a business. But scheduling time, making that commitment and having a DMO will get you better results. This is what gets us more results, our academy members, our mentees results, as opposed to the other training companies out there. And that's why we're the best boutique training company in the UK. So once you've set up some time allocation every single day where you're going to be focusing on deal sourcing, appraising, systems, raising your profile, setting your business up, we can help you then smash out that time that you've got. So think about step 3. In fact, let's keep going. Next slide. So think about for a moment the difference between somebody smashing out 6 steps, yeah, and we've talked about making a decision, a commitment, is think of these two sides of the coin here. Or have you been playing as an amateur in property right now, or have you been playing as a professional? So we are professional property investors. Our academy members are professional property investors. But are you? Are you a freeloader? Are you somebody who just basically scratch around, won't commit, won't actually want to get the results that you really want because you're just too scared to make that decision? Like, think about it. If you don't commit, you don't play out full out in your relationship, or you're looking for grass is greener, so you start thinking about moving, you don't reinvest in your own home. It's never ever feels great. You're always thinking there's something else, yeah? So think about the process of getting into rent to rent. Step 1, make a commitment. Step 2, think about the knowledge that you need to have. How are you going to know, yeah? How are you going to know how a deal works? How are you going to know whether the conversation you're having with an owner is going to get the deal over the line? How do you know the deal that somebody sourced for you, because you might want to use a sourcer, is stacking and you're not going to get conned? So that's why the amateurs complain that the deal didn't work and they've made it all work, but the professionals make it work. So like, for example, we've just done a deal. It's not rent to rent, but this is just the latest deal we just done last week. I spent £275,000 on the deal, all in, and it's now worth 400. We noticed that. It's success. I've got 13 rent to rents. I think we've got about 70 units, 80 units, all with 5% of just empty. That makes us 10, 11, 12,000 pounds net profit a month. Yeah, that's not a fluke. That's professional property investors, professional entrepreneurs with the right tools. Yeah, the amateurs scrat around. They have one, doesn't work. They then go get the job. They pack it in. They scrat around for the contract. They hope it's the right contract. They don't really know how to negotiate with an agent. So they keep saying, I get rejected by the agents. Half my deals came from agents. Yeah. So we're going to come to Alex in a minute, and he's going to showcase his professional attitude to service accommodation. So are you a professional? Do you want to be a professional, or do you want to hang around and be the amateur? Write the word professional or amateur. Where do you want to be? Yeah. If you want to be amateurs, then you ain't going to be playing with Tommy Education. But if you want to be professional, step up, commit, and be working with us. Yeah. So let's have a look. Who's committing and saying they want to be professional? Let's have a look. Good. I'm pleased, Indra. Some people haven't even used their real names. Whoever you are, great. Of course you want to be a pro, yeah? Because if you want to be a pro, you're in it for the long term. We are about cash flow for the long term. If you're an amateur, you're going to get your fingers burnt. You're going to say it's hard work. You're going to say life sucks. You're going to get out and you're going to go and be poor for the rest of your life because you won't commit to your education, yeah? That's what it's about. So this six-step system then, to be great in rent to rent, you've got to decide to provide a great service and a great product to your landlords, to the agents, to everybody that you do deal with, right? So that's everybody from communicating with me online. Like, we're trying our best to provide you tonight with a professional service. Sometimes life gets in the way, but you are doing the best you can. You're committed to delivering the greatest product. I could have just done a Facebook Live and been like this, but we're committed to being as great as possible. So are you, yeah? Everything from the way you communicate, the way you show up on time, the way you deliver your message, the way you listen to the landlords, the agents, to the problems, and offer them a great solution, not just to try and squeeze out of cash out of them so you can make great money and they get screwed over. So just stop for a moment and think. Are you somebody who wants to do over loads of people so you can make a load of money quickly? If that's for you, we're not for you. But if you want to actually be proud of building a portfolio of property, you're helping landlords, you're helping agents make money, you're solving a housing crisis. We haven't got enough places for people to stay in the UK. and you can make fantastic cash flow, then we want to hear from you. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because we do get people to say, look, I don't want to spend any money on these properties. I just want to make a shitload of cash. Then it ain't for you. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to spend much money. I'm saying you have to be committed to providing a great product and service. So do you want to be great? If you do, come and join us. Next one, commit and devote yourself to getting results. Now, I'm not saying you have to play full out 24 hours a day. Now, if you get obsessed like I do, it just becomes a hobby and a life, and you just like, it's not a 9 to 5 thing. You just do it. You love it. Like, if someone rings me about property and there's a great deal, I get excited. Like, I'm excited about this tonight. I'm like super charged, and the team were really excited about doing this. And so it just becomes your life. Yeah. So if you can only commit 5 hours a week, that's cool. But just commit, devote time to it consistently, and they start learning the mechanics to make it work. Now, I know that Alex won't have just had that amazing results by just basically going on Rightmove, faffing about for 30 minutes, having about a month off, then decides to do a bit more. He will have consistently applied himself, and I'll bring him back on in a minute. And then eliminate any other options. What I mean by that is, don't start thinking, you know what, I'm going to do buy-to-lets. You know what, I'm going to do HMOs that I'm going to buy. I'm going to do £5 million developments. For now, if you want to get rent to rent, just commit to being focused on getting some results from it, and then going after something else. Yeah, it's better to commit and then decide it doesn't work for you than just to give it half-hearted effort because it won't work anyway. Commit, show up, be focused, play full out for the time that you've got, and eliminate other choices and distractions in that time so you get results. Does this make sense? Yes? So we're doing a Q&A at the end, yeah. So the reason it won't work then is if you're not focused and you then start focusing on something else. So think about it again. If your relationship, yeah, if you start thinking about the grass is greener, you're starting getting, oh, that person's over there, they're pretty hot. You start focusing on the other things that you like about those people, and then you start disliking the very person that you actually really fell in love with to start with, or the relationship you're in. It's the same with property. If you get distracted and you were trying to do rent to rent, or you're trying to set up your property business, but you're distracted by the fact that the footy's on, or the fact that there's EastEnders on, or Gogglebox, or the fact that you want to go on loads of holidays in the short term, if you're committed to just focus on some effort short term to get massive long-term gain, then you're going to get much better results. I'm just setting the psychology because that's what's going to get you better results in property investing, but also rent to rent. Yeah. So remember, grass isn't always greener. Try to avoid getting distractions. And then when you love what you're doing, you're going to get more results. And if you get results, let's say you get your first deal. Imagine that. Your first service accommodation unit, making £1,000, or your first HMO unit, making £1,000 or £750. And you've implemented the strategies that we teach you. You've followed the systems. How is it going to feel? Will you want to go and get another deal? Is it going to feel good? But if you're distracted, you don't put the time, you don't commit that 5 hours, 10 hours a week, whatever you can commit, then you're going to go, didn't work, it was crap. And then you'll go on forums, and then you'll start saying it didn't work. So be committed. That's why I'm setting my intention with you now, yeah? So check your diaries. 11th of December, rent to rent intensive. It's up in Gateshead, Newcastle. Yeah. Check your diary. It's going to be 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Or it'll be 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. We might just hang back a bit. Ultimately, I'll be delivering until the content is right. Yeah. It'll be a full day. So it's technically 2 days crammed into one. Because I was thinking if we did 2 days, that's 2 days off work. At least you're crammed into one, so then you can have time to process the next day. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. So on the full day, we're going to be covering our full system of how to find, set up, negotiate, close deals, and make the most money out of them in the right way. So you have confidence that the stuff that you're doing is going to give you the most cash flow for the system, so you can outsource it to somebody else. So this is one of my deals. This is my first earlier deals. This is a 3-bed house, 2 reception rooms, kitchen, lounge, and I turned this into a 4-bed house share. Yep, next slide. So the house was a bit run down. Think about where could you add value. So I painted it. I put a new shower cubicle in. And because I didn't own it, I didn't rip out the kitchen. I just did it a bit of a tickle. So I just made it look nicer. The stats on this one. So I paid the landlord $650. I paid the bills. I did a refurb, but I got the landlord to pay £2,000. So I paid £1,000 for refurb. I have an income of 1,800. and I get £750 a month for 3 years. That's not bad, is it? So I got a 900% return on my cash. Think about your money in the bank right now, your savings. You're probably getting like 0.5% of as an ISA. Yeah, you're going to be getting very similar. So by putting £1,000 into this rent-to-rent deal, I'm now making 900% return on my first year, but I'm making £750 passive income per month because I don't manage it, my team do. Yeah. So how many of them would you need? I made mistakes, learned a lot, and I didn't invest in the right mentoring or special education. Yeah, I did it the hard way. So this one deal, I could have made even more if I negotiated better. Next slide. This one, 6-bed. Now I've been in it, and I can show you how to make them look more like this, make more money, so you'll make money in a short period. I get £2,700 per month on this one. I pay the landlord 1,100. Let's say the management fee is £250. The bill is £550. So I'm making £1,050 profit per month for 6 years. Would you want to live there? So this is what we deliver now. This is what we teach our on the one day deep dive is how can you get results like this? How can you make them look like this on a budget? So we spent about £1.5 grand on this one altogether. So that's not bad, is it? For 6 years, getting £1,000 profit per month. So I think HMOs are awesome because they are tenants are staying in your house for a long period of time, 6 months, 7 months, 12 months. So because they're staying in, I'm not having to find a new tenant. Yeah, they're paying monthly, so I can cash flow forecast in a business. That's amazing. So I know I can predict in 8 months' time that my cash flow will be X. And even if I put in voids and I put in some maintenance, which we teach how to do a deep dive appraisal, I can still work out, you know what, in 12 months' time, especially when I get 3 more rent-to-rent deals, our cash flow is this, therefore I can make decisions. Is that a great place to be in? Because maybe you couldn't really fully make decisions for 12 months' time because you might not even have your job. You might go, yeah, but my job's pretty secure. But if you are not director of your business or you don't have multiple income streams in, it just takes one shift of a new head teacher or a new boss of your company, a shift in the demands of your job description, your health can just change like that. And now what you thought the future looked like is completely changed. It changed it for me 3 years ago. That's why I'm passionate about helping people like you build these barriers, these buffers, so when things can change, you can still have choice. And you want to write this down because choice ultimately controls the quality of your life. Choice ultimately controls the quality of your life. And if you don't have the choices because you haven't got the cash flow, then you feel stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, and therefore mental health kicks in and you feel like you can't have the choices. Therefore, your choices are so limited, you often make the worst decisions, which you can never go back from. And that was so close to me 3 years ago. And that's why I'm so passionate. So I'm going to bring Alex on now. Alex, why? Talk about your first essay unit. We'll flick through these slides for you.
Fantastic. Sorry about this, guys. So yeah, that was my first service accommodation unit, and yeah, looking back now, not very good. But that was in first one in Sheffield, and that was, I believe, it was direct to landlord, and it was a fairly simple meeting. I met the landlord and asked them if I could rent his unit out as a service apartment. I told him all the benefits. He was going to get direct rent, guaranteed rent for 3 years. We're going to have the property in show home condition, and he loved the idea of it. So here we've got some numbers up. As you can see, 2-bedroom city centre apartment. It came furnished, so I didn't have to do much at all. £650 rent, £650 deposit, and our total capital employed was £2,100. So, like Tom was talking about earlier, and like I certainly didn't have the money to invest in property at the start. So, who thinks £2,100? Just give me a thumbs up if £2,100 is going to be achievable investment to start you off. So that's what I invested at the start. £2,100 was my investment in this property. So if we just pop over to the next slide. Okay, so just after 10 days online, we had £3,464 in bookings. So it's not like opening a barber shop and you've got to build your clientele up and build your reputation. As soon as that goes online, you're going to start getting bookings in. So that's after, that wasn't for the 10 days, that was worth of bookings, because you got to remember, when you're getting those bookings in straight away, you're getting a payment for them now, even if they're in 6 months in advance. And this is why the cash flow side of things is so exciting. Occupancy level £82, net profit month one £952. Okay, so again, ask yourself, how many of those do you need to replace your income or get financially free? And for most people, it's going to be a lot less than 50 plus than that I've got. It might be 5, 6, it might be 10, 20, which is very, very achievable. So it's the first unit. I got it the first one. I've still got it today, and now fully outsourced. So some people use a management company to outsource these, or some people will have their own management company, like I do, but it's still got cost. It consistently makes me £650 profit per month. I haven't stepped foot in this property for over a year. I've literally have no involvement in it whatsoever, and I get £650 a month net profit. So who thinks that sounds pretty good? Yeah. So if we just go to the next slide, and I think we've got a more recent deal. There we go. So this is a more recent one that we have done. I believe this is in Nottingham. So you can start to see now, when you see the before and after picture, why this property was worth, I think it's £950 a month. So on the left, it looks, well, it doesn't even look like it's worth £950 a month. But on the right, it looks like it's worth £4,000 a month. So just by adding furniture, taking professional photos, listing it in the right places, you're all of a sudden increasing the value of that property by 300–400%. Okay. If we just go on the next slide, I think we've got another picture. You can see how the the furniture and the staging and the photography has improved a little bit since my first one. Again, that's the same bedroom, I believe, and there's no comparison there. So I believe on the next slide, we've got the numbers for this one. So there we go. So I've done these numbers a little bit different to the last one. So total investment, 3,950. As you can imagine, it's a little bit more than the other one. Net profit per month, £1,150. And if we just look, so we usually take on a 3-year deal with a landlord or letting agent, and that works out at 948% return on investment. I mean, it almost sounds crazy. I mean, what we're getting in the banks these days? Comment what interest you're getting in the bank, but 948% is unbelievable. So that's the power of service accommodation. £4,000 investment. Again, if you think £4,000 investment is in your bracket, or I mean, for me, I had zero, complete zero. I took a £7,000 loan, and this is what I was able to achieve. Okay, so 948% of return on investment. And again, this property I've actually never stepped foot in, and it all comes down to the systems I have in place to source these properties. I don't go on viewings anymore. It's all about coming across as professional, like Tom's talking about. And when you come across as professional, people are going to start working for you, because if you treat a letting agent or a landlord and they think they love the way you come across professionally and work professionally, guess what? The landlord's going to bring you more properties. The letting agent's going to bring you more properties. If you work with, so for example, let's say let's say you get 5 of these properties, okay? Even with 5, that's 5.5K. I mean, 5.5K for me, if you'd have said £5,500 a month to me a few years back, I wouldn't have believed you. But now we're doing 25K a month. And this is net profit, guys. And this is from 2 years. Just 2 years work, no money, no previous money, no previous experience. The one thing I did do is get the education. And the one thing I still spend tens of thousands of pounds on is education, because it's a no-brainer for me, because every single time I spend money on my education, I earn more money from my business, or my friendships and my relationships improve because I'm educating, I'm becoming more intelligent. So, and it always has a positive knock-on effect. So for me, why would I ever stop investing in my education? It's a no-brainer. So I don't know if we've got any more slides after that, but that's just an insight. That's just 2 units. My first, and this is one of my most recent ones, and it's just a process, repeat, 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 and that's the possibilities. So just think, how many can you get? If I can get 45.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers,
year, Alex.
How many would you need to replace your income, or to become financially free, to just do the things that you want to do, have the freedom to do the things? As Tom says, cash flow is king. I'll pass it back to you now, Tom.
Yeah, cheers, Alex. That was really insightful. There might be an echo, so bear with me a second. So there's the choice there, isn't there? Like, if you ultimately need cash flow or want cash flow, you've got choices now. So remember, choices create the quality of our lives. The more choice you have, the more opportunities that create there. And Alex came up to our office a couple of weeks back, and we hung out for a good few hours. Like, he wouldn't have met me, and I wouldn't have met him if it wasn't for our networks. And so that increases the exposures. For example, like I'm interviewing Grant Cardone in a few weeks. He's invited me to do a podcast with him down in London. I'm investing to hang around with bigger players. Like, he's got 10 million, £1 billion portfolio. So I'm spending more money to hang around the billionaires and the $500 millionaires, because I want to upgrade my life. But maybe you can't afford to spend that money into those level of education yet. Maybe you're just starting out. So that's why someone like ourselves, I've got a multi-million pound product portfolio that I own. Alex is doing £20,000, £25,000 of profit per month on service accommodation. Maybe you're thinking about HMOs, where I made in 1 year, 3 years ago, over 100 grand profit from HMOs. Which one do you want to do? So type in, which one are you thinking right now might be right for you? SA or HMO or both? So write down either SA, HMO or both. Let's have a look. Let's have a little survey. Let's find out what people are going on. Okay, fantastic. So the benefit of HMO, by the way, is that there's a lot less hassle. There's a lot less systems needed because tenants stay for longer. And you can make the same level of profits as service accommodation if you follow our systems. The benefit of service accommodation is that you can control smaller units. So HMOs typically work for good 3, 4, 5, 6 bed houses. Service accommodation typically works well for like your 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed houses. So therefore, both is quite a cool strategy. But I like HMOs because I can forget about it. I do 35 minutes. Alex likes SA because it's hot right now in terms of the growth of Airbnb. And with his systems, it's really manageable. But we'll teach you on the 1-day deep dive to find and market for these deals with agents and direct to vendor using our proven models and marketing materials, both Alex's and mine. How to then capture those leads like a business, because you might only have 5 hours a week. If you're going to play full out like we do, then you're going to really benefit even more, because you're going to be able to mirror all the other systems. But even if you've got 5 hours a week, you can mirror and get one deal maybe after a couple of months. But even after 3 months, you got one deal. Would that be awesome? Yeah. If you want to play full out, I got mine within 2 weeks. Yeah. So follow the system to find the deals. Follow our proven methods. Follow how we use the scripts to negotiate, because we follow a system of how to listen to the landlord and offer different solutions and problem solve. How to then set it up. Look at those beautiful interiors that Alex shared with you. Ours are very similar. You saw some of ours. So that you get better rent roll, better income, so you can spend more money. So let's say, imagine now, 3 months from now, you've just chosen to do SA, HMO or both. What would you spend the money on now? Let's comment. Would you spend it more on yourself, personal development? Would you spend it more on your family? Would you reinvest it into property? What would you do with the cash flow? Type now, what would you do with the cash flow? So there's about 50, there's about, some people doing SA, some people want to do both. And there's a handful of people saying HMO. Yeah, so we are constantly recycling cars. Yeah, I use the cash flow. We have a really nice Range Rover. Yeah, we go on nice holidays. I was in Miami last week, but I'm not just doing that. I'm also reinvesting in my own education. And I will do that forever. My mentors, guess what? Even though they're like $500 million net worth and billionaires, they have mentors too, because they know that education is the way to collapse. They're finding out the latest marketing strategies, the latest sales strategies, the latest products. And so they're getting mentorship and advice on personal development, the psychology of them. They're investing heavily into how can they be the best performers up here. So if they're doing it, we're doing it, and you are maybe not where you want to be right now, but you've been playing in the amateur field, then come and play in the professional field. But you need the education. Would you agree? So say yes if you are committed. You want to make rent to rent the strategy you're going to focus on now for the next 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. Say yes if you're committed to doing that. Good to hear, Quentin, as well. Fantastic. Good. Right. So what I want to tell you about now is how you can get results from us by working with us. So check your diaries. Get your diaries out. Write down 11th of December right now. Now, you want to get the next slide up. Newcastle upon Tyne. Gateshead, it's the same place. It'll be the jury's in on the quayside. It's the rent to rent deep dive. We've already been marketing it, so there's already people signed up. So if you're watching this and you already signed up, fantastic. I've already seen a few of the names. There's 6 spaces left. The reason there was only 6, and I'm not selling it to 100 people, because maybe you've been on courses where there's like 100 people in the room, and you're like a sea of people. It ain't like that. This is a boutique property education company. There's going to be myself, a professional lead trainer. You're going to have Alex, who's delivering the service accommodation element of the rent-to-rent deep dive as well. So you have the end of the outcome, the set of tools, the mechanics, the psychology, and the support to get results in 2020, in December this year, in November, as we're prepping, so you can really smash your cash flow. Are you excited? Because I am. I'm going to tell you about it right now. So 6 places. And if you're interested, well, Carol, she can answer your questions tonight. If you want to text her any questions, she's on the phone. So I'm going to share with her number in a minute. And we're going to basically be doing HMOs and service accommodation. So next slide. So you're going to get me. You're going to get Alex. We're almost like a bit of a box off. Who do you think is going to be the most inspiring, the person who's going to hold you accountable on the day? Ultimately, because we'll be competing to over-deliver, because we want to help you, you're in the best position, because we literally are coming from a caring position, and we're so passionate about our elements. We're set to help you smash the results on that day. But what you'll find is our systems and mechanics are very similar, but we're both getting amazing results. So keep going with this. So 1 day deep dive, rent to rent, and there's opportunity to get mentorship support, because what I find is people will come on a course, but then they'll say, I need the mentorship and support afterwards. So the guide and the accountability afterwards. So if you want the mentorship, or you think that is what's going to help you get the most results, not just coming to 1 day, but the mentorship as well. Write mentorship in the comment box below. So you don't just come on a 1 day deep dive, you then have some support after. For me, I always buy the mentorship package as well. So we've just bought mentorship packages for the team. So I've got the team getting some coaching for their different areas of growth, because they go on a course and they get the accountability afterwards. So if you're interested in the mentorship support as well, write mentorship. Keep going with this. So Alex came on my rent-to-rent course. Now he has multiple rent-to-rents that he controls. He's making over £2,000 profit a month. And this is what he wrote down just after he'd done the training course. So Alexander, within a week of the 2 day training, I have 4 landlords approach me as a result of marketing, right? So we've collapsed 2 days into 1. We're just playing longer for the day, but you're also going to get 2 lead trainers. So it's going to be an immensely intensive 1 day, but then you're going to get the support after. Keep going. So Dan Green, he's part of our property academy. Yep. But he's done the rent-to-rent training. Now they made 450 grand profit from the latest deals they've brought on, right? So in the past 5 months, they brought another 6, 7, or 8 deals. I can't remember the exact number, but the figure is accurate. £450,000 forecasted net profit from the deals they've taken on. Imagine that for you 12 months from now. What would you be doing with that cash? What would you be doing with the lifetime of choice cash flow, leverage systems that Alex and I are going to teach you. Keep going. So this is what we're going to be covering on those six. These are some of the stages. Stage one, we're going to do like business setup, how you can set your business up. Because one of the questions we had asked on Facebook was, how can you make profit from service accommodation? So we're going to show you how to set up your business structurally correct. Whether it's HMO or service accommodation or both, we're going to map out how we structure our businesses. We're also going to show you how to market and sell yourself, so you're professional. So you're not this person that's the amateur scratching around for a piece of paper, scratching around for how am I going to close this deal. We're going to get the systems and tools so you can mirror our professional approach. How to actually make the properties prepared to make fantastic cash flow. But also the systems set up so when you outsource it to a managing agent and outsource to a management company for service accommodation, the systems are there so you don't get the headache phone call at 9 p.m. saying the tenant can't get in or they've lost the key. It's outsourced the systems. So that's powerful because you want your time back. If you're like us, you want some cash flow or you want to do both. Ultimately, you want more choice, more time to do what you want. Cool. So the thing for me is it's scalable. It's a mirror. You can mirror our systems and you can get the resources that get you the results. So next slide on this. So if you want to join us on a deep dive for 1 day, you can text Carol if you've got any questions. So Carol's number is 078 211 346943. It's on the slide. Carol's in the office right now. If you want to call her, feel free to call her or schedule a call with her. Just drop her a text. Any questions that you've got about when is it, anything about maybe the price, the payment plan, if you need to do 2-stage payments on this before Christmas, we want to accommodate you. But the price is not only for the 1 day, you're going to get the resource pack, which is the marketing material. So you're going to get a memory stick. You've got a memory stick kicking about there, Mahesh? So you're going to get a memory stick fully loaded with the contracts, with the negotiating scripts, with our deal analyzers, so you get confidence that what you're doing is correct. And if you want to show up for the day with the resource pack, and so you can walk away with knowledge and the tools and the idea and the plan of how you're going to get implemented, it's $997 plus VAT, and there's 6 spaces left. Okay, it's a boutique community, it's a boutique training camp, and you're getting 2 lead trainers, experts in our field to deliver the content for you. So text Carol, or if you want to visit and buy straight online, it's events.tomheaney.com/R2R-trainer. It's both the links are on there. So either way, you can either speak to Carol if you've got any questions, you can text her, or you can buy online straight away. And when the 6 places are gone, we'll be shutting down, and we may never run this event again of this price or of this type. This is a brand new setup for me and Alex to help people like yourself. We're doing it because people keep asking us, Tom, put on a rent-to-rent day. Alex, will you put on an SA day? So we're combining forces, giving you this great content. Because remember, if we just did this separately, you'd be paying for 2 separate courses. Now we're combining it on 1 day. It's great for you. Next slide. So you might want to actually think about the next level up. But before that, Sasha came on it. Sasha says basically the content, the level of the training, the professionalism, the resources in one, smashed out the park for her, and she's a teacher herself too. So that's great feedback. Keep going. So you might want to not only come on the training day, so rather than just come on the day, like myself, we always pay for mentorship as well as the physical training, because you get the accountability, you get the questions answered, you get the hand holding when you're not sure what to do, and we set you tasks every single week. That's powerful, isn't it? Think about it. You come on a day, then Alex and I on a Tuesday night at 9 p.m. in a group video chat, on a Zoom chat, we say, this is what you should be doing this week. This is the marketing, this is the lead generation, any challenges you've got in the VIP Platinum Plus community for 6 weeks of deep dive training for you. Remember, imagine that, 2 coaches, 2 mentors every Tuesday night for 6 weeks, getting momentum, looking at your professionalism, your marketing, your branding, how you do lead generation, how you do call handling, how you do the scripts, how you are on the phone, how do we solve the problems to help you make more money from your first deal, to close the deal. That's powerful. So this is the best package for price point and what you get. So this is 1497 plus VAT. So if you're interested or you've got any questions, remember, text or call Carol right now. or visit events.tomheaney/R2R-training to book that place right now. So you'll come on the training every Tuesday night for 6 weeks, but not only that, you're also going to get the ability to send us the deals you've appraised, and you're going to get feedback on it. So just think, Tuesday night, face-to-face video chat in a community, and you can send us all the deals you've appraised saying, does this work? So the confidence, the decisions you're making, then you're going to commit and you're going to get results faster. Say yes if you agree and understand where we're going with this. So 2 places have just gone. Carol just updated me. So 2 places have just gone. So we've now only got 4 places left. Okay. So next slide. So not only are we great at delivering the content, you're getting taught by a national award-winning teacher, you're getting taught by 2 big hitters in rent to rent. You just do due diligence on us. You can check our Facebook profiles. We'll be practicing what we preachers. If you've been watching my YouTube videos, I do journeys of all our projects. So you know I'm the real deal. We're a boutique community, so you're not one of 1,000 people. We've got the community. You're not just investing in our academy, you're investing in you, but you also get Carol, you get Mahesh in the background, supporting you to get the results that you want, right? We're a boutique, we care about your results. And if you've been in any of our courses, you'll know that's the truth. But if you're new to us, I want to reassure you that by deciding, because that's the biggest fear you've got right now in many people, is not the cost. They're like, yeah, I know I've got to pay that. Because imagine you invest £1,000 in your education and you make £1,000 a month just from one deal. Would you be worth it? So it's not the fear of them paying the money. The fear often is just to make that decision, because that fear of, oh, is it the right decision? But I get like that too. So for me, I just make that, if I'm 100% committed, I want to get the results, and I know I'm willing to put the effort in, and I've got the 5 hours, 10 hours of time, I then go, do I like Tom? Do I like the education company? Does the idea of working with Alex and Tom for a day with some mentorship, can I see myself working with them? If you can, then you're just getting in your own way. Invest in you and get the results to become a professional. Keep going. So you might want to go, you know what, I'd love to have Tom and Alex as my personal one-to-one support, mentor and coach. So not just on the Tuesday nights, not just sending us the deals that you've appraised to some email feedback. You want us on our private mobile number, and so you can reach out to us any time of the day. Let me get some sleep, mind. You know, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I might say, is it urgent? If it is, obviously we'll try our best. But ultimately, we're there every single day for you, and you'll also get the Tuesday night calls. You'll also get the full training and the resource pack, but you'll also get our personal numbers to reach out to help you get support to get your stuff set up. So the investment in that is 3,497 plus that. So you get not only the platinum package, the platinum plus package, and you get us on tap for 8 weeks. How cool is that? So 2 months, 2 mentors. That's an amazing investment in you if you're committed to getting huge results over the next 2 months. Keep going. So if you do sign up tonight, you're also going to get joined to our private WhatsApp group, where there'll be people like you, all motivated. Think about your network of like-minded people. You're going to get that as a bonus. If you wanted to just pay for that community, it'd be £1,000. We're going to give you that as a complimentary gift if you sign up today. There's only 4 places left. But if you want the next bonus, if you sign up tonight for the mentorship program and the one-to-one training, we'll also give you as a bonus, next one, a 30-minute coaching call, group coaching call before the event to give you the tools so you can prep before you even turn up. So think about it. We have a 30-minute coaching call before the event, 2 weeks beforehand, saying, this is the task I want you to do, and this is the structure, maybe you think about your business. Alex and I, then we deliver the content. It's a day and a half of content in a day. Then you're going to get 6 weeks of coaching. That's an amazing opportunity, and that's the additional bonus if you sign up tonight. That won't ever be repeated, by the way. If you wait to the weekend, we're in Heathrow, and you'll say, no, I'll just hold out, the price will change. This will not be repeated. This is tonight only. This is for you for being here tonight. That's for if you buy the Platinum Plus package. So keep going. So this is how it's helped me. I cash flow. I use one rent to rent to pay for my £90,000 Range Rover. Isn't that crazy? One rent to rent pays for my Range Rover. So rather than spend £90,000 on a brand new car, I use that money to buy assets and I use my rent to rent to cash flow my car. That's a completely different way of thinking, isn't it? Buy assets, control assets, and lease liabilities. I'll say that again. Buy assets, control assets, and lease liabilities. So the car's liability goes down in value. So you use the rent to rent or the service accommodation, HMOs, to pay for your dream car. Or you might want to go skiing or have more family holidays. But I'm using the cash flow to do development. So that £2.5 million development is made possible because I'm time rich because of rent to rent. Same with Alex. Nearly finished? Keep going. So let's just summarize them. 11th of December, we might never run this event like this ever again at this price with 2 coaches, deep diving, and a 6-week mentorship program or an 8-week mentorship program for those prices. Platinum, $997 plus VAT. You get the training and you get the resource pack to help you with the systems, the marketing, the negotiating scripts, the contracts. If you want the support for 6 weeks after it, it's only an investment of $497 plus VAT additional. So $1,497 plus VAT, and you get the resources. And if you pay today in full, you also get the pre-event coaching for 30 minutes with Alex and I as a group. Or if you're committed and you want the full package, the diamond package, it's $3,497 plus VAT, but you get Alex and I as your personal mentor for 2 months, and you get the Tuesday night 6-week mentorship support, and you get the resource pack, and you get the 1-day training. Now, those 3 packages are, with the bonuses is tonight only. How many spaces are left? Yeah, somebody's saying another person has over 100 people in their boot camps. Yeah, the maximum that we're going to have is 20 to 25 max. That's it, okay? Where it's a small boutique training company, we want to help you get results. That's why we're limiting it. So if you're interested, visit tomheaney.com, events.tomheaney.com/rent training. Text or Carol, you got any questions, anything that's stopping you from making a decision right now, anything that's holding you back, whether you can't pay in full and you've got to set up some form of stage payments to help you get results. 11th of December. So we're going to go to Q&A now for 15 minutes. So a definition of boutique is intimate atmosphere, right? It's achieved by training a small number of people in a small community by a national award-winning teacher to get you the results. That's what it means by boutique. Yeah, bespoke. So any questions? Ask questions now. Now is your time. We've got 15 minutes. Open it up. Whilst, yeah, we've got, in fact, I'll put Carol's number on here. So what's Carol's number? Please fire that back up. 8211. Yeah. 346. Yep. 43. Okay. If you would like Carol to reach out to you and have a chat, just write just write Carol in the comment box below, and she'll just reach out to you and see if you've got any questions. So if you want to write Carol, she'll reach out to you as well. That'll help. So any questions now? So by the way, while waiting for these questions to load up, we have a 2-day free event in Heathrow this weekend. Probably Wealth and Cashflow course. Visit tomheaney.com to secure a complimentary ticket. We delve into the mindset of raising money, and we're building a network for you. So there'll be investors there, high net worth investors there. I'm always looking for deals. Get to know me face to face. So if you want to get more results, and you can get the Heathrow this weekend, get 2 free tickets on me. But you've got to visit tomheaney.com and register your tickets on there. It's going to be an amazing event. We've done this across the country. The feedback is always astronomically amazing. There's testimonies on there. My gift to you, 2 free tickets this weekend to Heathrow. So any questions? Here we go. What do I invest in? I invest, by the way, in my personal development. I've got a personal development coach. I've got a fitness coach. I've got property development coaches because I'm doing multi-million-pound projects. So for me, I'm investing to be able to bring me up to £20 million schemes, £30 million schemes. So if you're looking to do that, so if you want to do a £30 million scheme right now, I'm not your mentor. But if you're looking to do HMOs, buy-to-lets, rent-to-rent, raising joint venture finance, if you're looking to scale a property business, then I am your mentor. Alex Milburn, if you're looking to do service accommodation, scale a business, we are your mentors, yeah? Any more questions?
How much mindset is covered in the boot camp?
How much mindset? In the boot camp, you mean the 1-day deep dive? Can you be clear? Or do you mean the 3-day boot camp? So we have a 3-day boot camp, by the way, but that's not for today. But if you're interested in that, just reach out to Carol. She'll tell you about the boot camp as well. But this is about the 1-day deep dive rent-to-rent training. So just to recap, the 1-day deep dive rent-to-rent training, you're learning about how to source deals, how to create win-wins. We're going to teach you selling skills, how to actually close deals, which doesn't get taught on other people's training courses. We're going to teach you how to set up a great business, even if you've got 5 hours a week, because there's loads of tax benefits as well. So we're going to teach you how to source property with agents and landlords, how to systemize it, how to lead capture, how to then negotiate, find win-wins. We're going to do role play on the day. Alex is going to showcase lots of case studies so you can mirror his service accommodation. I'm going to show you loads of case studies so you can mirror mine and get the confidence that it really works. We're then going to role play more and look at how to then set up and furnish these things on a budget so it's like it doesn't cost you hardly any cash. And then how to look for the right managing agent so you can outsource it, because that can also cost you a lot of money. So by saving money, by investing in you, you get the right choices on the right properties in the right area, how to appraise them properly, using our deal analyzers, using our scripts, so then you can smash it out. So 2020 is your year to create your cash flow, so you're not relying on maybe 1 or 2 or 3 income streams. And even if you own property, why wouldn't you want to control and make more cash flow? Because you can spend it rather than having the assets all locked away in a property. Any more questions? Yeah, so in the rent-to-rent training, we cover leases. So we do short, so in terms of like how to work with blocks of flats, how to structure your rental agreement so it's so you can hold property for long term, so you're not caught out and bitten with little caveats and things like head leases. But this might not mean anything to you, but that's why you need the training, because without it, you'd be an amateur. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to lose cash flow, you're going to make huge errors, you might even lose the property because you're an amateur. You've got a poor mindset because you're not even willing to invest a small amount of money into something that's going to make you thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds monthly for 3 to 6 years. But think in 3 to 6 years' time, if you provide a great quality product and service, they're going to give you it back again. They're going to renew the contracts. So you've got now cash flow for further as well. Any more questions? Is Newcastle now saturated with rent-to-rents, or are there still deals to be out there? Now, any area, people always think, is it saturated? If you provide a great quality product and service, remember, this is our mantra, over-deliver, great quality product and service at the right price, you will always smash the bottom feeders. That's what I'm saying. The amateurs, do not be an amateur. We teach you to be professional. The amateurs are squashed out of the market and the professionals always rise above. We teach you to be professional, and that starts with getting the professional training, professional advice, professional structures, professional scripts, professional marketing, professional contracts. So the amateurs get cut out, and they should. Why should they be making great profits if they're being amateur and not providing a professional high quality service? That's our mantra, and I want you to mirror us too. Any more questions? So remember, if you've got any questions about the rent-to-rent deep dive, about the price, about the time, about where it is, whether if you suddenly can't make it, can you postpone? Can we move your money to another credit to another course? All those questions can be answered by texting Carol, or type in the word Carol in the box below, and she'll reach out to you for a no obligation chat to help see whether it's right for you, like a discovery call. Yeah. Any further questions? So that's it from me. Alex, any final words?
Yeah, I just think, yeah, if you can all hear me, this is yeah, like Tom says, might be the only time we run this event. It's a no-brainer. You've got to be there. I've only got to look. I'm not got to look back too far. I've only got to look back 3 years, and I can see the life I had. I was driving around in a banger van, minimum wage, and if someone had told me 3 years ago the life that I'm living now, in this wonderful office, driving luxury cars and having full-time PA, I'd have laughed at them, okay? But now I look back at my past self, and I want to give a big pat on the back. So if you want to be giving your past self a pat on the back and saying, thank God I took that action, thank God for me, I just went to a networking event. That was my action, and then that networking event, I found a training course, and that's where it's gone. So it's as simple as that. So this could be the turning point. This could be the thing that's going to change, like it did for me, from being a minimum wage, driving a crappy van round to the life that I live now. This could be the changeover point. And yeah, why not? Let's do it. It's going to be such a fun day. Like I say, it's going to be 12, 13 hours packed full of value. Me and Tom are going to throw everything at you, so you guys can literally walk away and get your business started. So it's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. You've got to be there. Like I say, I'm pretty sure the courses, it could be filled up already. It might be filled up tonight, but you've got to get there and join me and Tom. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, back to you, Tom.
So if you want to just come for the one day with no mentoring, 997 plus that. If you want to come and get the 6-week support with Alex and I, it's 1497 plus that, and you get a 30-minute pre-event coaching call as a group to get you set and prepared. Remember, you also get all the results that you need to get started in service accommodation and HMOs, the deal appraisals, the systems, the way we set up and furnish it, all is on this key. Yeah, it's even got a nice little branding on it, so you can take this away, and this is yours to keep forever. Yeah, this is yours. And if you want to just as your personal mentors, 1-to-1, 3497 plus that. But we're going to be with you every step of the way for 2 months. And you're going to get the Tuesday night coach group calls and the private WhatsApp group and the face-to-face training day. Okay, so that's it. Final call, write that number down. If you've got any questions, do write down 07821 34643. And I'll see you in Heathrow. TomHeaney.com. If you want to join us in Heathrow last minute, there's some complimentary tickets there. TomHeaney.com, and I'll see you in Heathrow for networking, build your brand, build your business, learn more about buying assets, controlling assets. You get to meet me. Alex might even be showing up. I haven't asked him to come down yet, but Alex might even be there on the Saturday too. Okay, you coming down, Alex?
Yes, I believe so.
Cool. Okay, so my name's been Tom Heaney. You've been awesome. Alex Milburn, you've been awesome too. And I look forward to seeing you if you